Hey, what is going on everybody? It is Nolan, or the Optimistic Gamer here, and welcome back to the Optimistic Survival Series. We are going to begin today's episode by bringing over a few more villagers. I haven't done anything since the last episode, but today we are specifically placing villagers in for the cleric right over here. So we are going to remove the rest of those redstone blocks. We are going to get a little bit more glass into place, and we are going to bring some villagers over and fill up all of these brewing stands because we need a lot of redstone today. And as the rest of these villagers begin to fill in here, I can explain exactly why we need to have all of these clerics for today. Our goal for today's episode is actually quite simple. We are beginning our Nether Ice Highway, a very big long-term project that will serve as great infrastructure for the future of our world. Eventually, I would like to have ice highways that branch off to every single biome that we have in the overworld. That way, anytime that we need a resource, we have it easily accessible. So we should have all clerics and one fisherman. He should eventually change his profession here, and we are in business with all of them. So we are gonna go get some emeralds, and we are gonna trade for a lot of redstone dust. And of course, there are many other items that we could spawn proof with, but this late in the game, and with the amount of emerald that we have, this is probably our best and easiest method for spawn proofing. And of course, a couple episodes ago, we discovered the deep frozen ocean that will serve as our source of ice. So we are getting 24 redstone per trade. That is not bad. Is there anything that we need to repair while I'm thinking about it? I guess we could repair our hoe and our axe from the tree farming, and those were very, very costly on our resources there. And of course, the fisherman, we will wait for him to switch. But once we get all of this redstone, we will travel off to the icebergs. We may take a beacon. I think blue ice is instant mine with our efficiency 5 pickaxe, but if it isn't, we will set up a haste 2 beacon out there, and we will go from there. And today is really just gonna be about setting up the main infrastructure for the ice highway. We aren't really gonna branch out all that far in today's episode. Definitely not to every single biome. In fact, that is going to take us a very long time. But every time we discover a nice large biome, perhaps even the desert or the swamp today, we will branch out to it, or at least mark the nether coordinates for that biome. So I think we have maxed out all of these villagers. I think they are done for the day. We should have plenty of redstone to get us started here. If not, we can always come back and trade a little bit more. I think what we will also do is set up a barrel in here so that we can store our emeralds. I think that would be a great use of resources. So let's craft that real quick. And maybe we will just go ahead and do a second one. We have these slabs to do that. And we will put one right down here at this end, maybe right there. Don't get any ideas, villagers. And we will put one down here on this end, right there, where we can stock our emeralds in there. That way we don't have to run back every time we want to trade. But again, we are coming along nicely with all of these villagers. I haven't traded with any of the Fletchers yet, but I'm sure by the end of today, we will definitely be doing that so that we can get a little bit more redstone. For now, let's head over to the icebergs and start mining blue ice. Well, we have either found a second frozen ocean, or it is a very, very, very large biome, because the screenshot I have of the coordinates has us going all the way to negative 2152 on the x-axis and negative 1956 on the y, or on the z, which is where we are. So if that really does continue for a ways, we are definitely in good hands. But we need to find some blue ice. This is all packed ice right here. Typically the blue ice, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be closer towards the middle of the iceberg. So let's fly right down here, or maybe not since we have a polar bear cub. Maybe this one right here looks a little bit safer. And I think we can instant mine the packed ice for sure. The blue ice is the one I am wondering about. Also, I have brought with us 4 shulker boxes. I dyed them light blue. I think that is very fitting. And the goal is to fill up all 4 of them with blue ice. Of course, mining packed ice is not all that efficient, because after mining 9 stacks of it, only then do we get a single stack of blue ice. So we are definitely on the lookout for icebergs like this. The blue ice, can we, I didn't mean to do that. Can we instant mine this? We cannot, so I think it might be worth our time to set up a haste 2 beacon. I do want to find one that is a little bit larger than this though. If we are going to go through the trouble of setting up a beacon, I want to mine a lot of blue ice. And our iron chest is looking a little bit low, so we will head back to spawn. I haven't actually been there since we set up our crafter, so I am very excited to see how many iron blocks we have. And we will go ahead and grab one of our beacons from over here. I think I like the speed 2, I think we will keep that. The haste and regeneration, we definitely want that one. Strength 2 isn't all that important to us, especially with how much mob proofing we have done around the village. So we will take our strength beacon, we will head over to spawn and set up a beacon at a blue iceberg. Alright, let's open this up and see how many iron blocks we have. Not bad, but only 9 bone blocks to show for all of that iron. That's okay, again, it is not a bone farm, it is just a fun byproduct. Well, I think it is just one continuous frozen ocean that extends for many, many hundreds of blocks, because we are now at negative 1200 on the x-axis with no sign of stopping. I just want to find a very, very large blue iceberg that we can mine up. Of course, I suppose it couldn't hurt to time the duration that it takes to set up a beacon, mine a blue iceberg, and tear it down. This isn't blue ice, no. But we could time all of that and compare that to mining 9 stacks of packed ice instantly and see which one is faster or if they are the same. But I'm beginning to think with the scarcity of blue ice around this area, it is probably going to be faster just to mine up these packed icebergs. And I just want to double check that there isn't blue ice in the core of these large icebergs. Yeah, it doesn't look like there is. Here we go. Here is a blue ice iceberg right over here sticking up out of the water. So we will go ahead and build our beacon right over here and get to work on that. And I have started a timer. We probably could have used gold blocks for the beacon just to tear it down a little bit faster once we are finished, but we definitely have a surplus of iron, so that's what we are going with. We are going to use haste 2 on this and fly over right up here and get to work on this. We will see how much packed ice we come away with. And it turns out maybe it is a waste of time, because the beacon, the haste 2, does not do anything for us. That is a little unfortunate, but that's okay. I still want to time whether it is faster to get this amount of blue ice, or if it's faster again to mine 9 stacks of packed ice. Alright, well, it took us 26 seconds to mine 1 stack of blue ice. I'm sure it will take us a lot longer than 26 seconds to mine a stack of packed ice, but let's fly over here and find out. This looks like a nice, easy iceberg to mine. So once again, I will start the timer and we will go ahead and compare the two and see which one has a higher yield. Well, believe it or not, in the same amount of time that it took us to mine 1 stack of blue ice, 26 seconds, I was able to mine 46 blue ice worth of packed ice, which was about 6.5 stacks. It is about 25% slower, but it is not that bad, relatively speaking. So I don't think we should strain ourselves trying to find those blue ice columns, although when we do, it will be a little bit faster. I see one over in that direction as well. So we will start with those, and then we will finish with packed ice if we run out of blue ice. But for now, I am going to get to work on filling up 4 shulker boxes, 2 large chests worth of blue ice, and then we will head into the Nether and get started on our highway. I will see all of you, for me, in probably a few hours, for you in a few seconds. You know, I feel like these things always take much less time than I anticipate. About 1 hour later, we have come away with 3 shulker boxes filled with blue ice. I skipped the 4th one. Our pickaxe is running on fumes, so we are setting that one aside. And not to mention, 5,500 blocks of blue ice should be more than enough to get our blue ice highway started. So we will store away that extra shulker box for now. And again, our pickaxe is very low on durability, so let's head back to the trading hall and get a little bit more redstone. It's not perfect, but that is a little bit better. So with all of our redstone, with all of our blue ice, we are ready to head to the roof of the Nether, where we will begin constructing our ice highway. And what I'm thinking for this is we will have our main highway system, and then we will have some smaller branches that will take us to more localized destinations. For the main highways, I'm thinking just the basic north, south, east, and west. We will extend them. We have 5,500 blocks of ice, so I think we will go for 1,000 blocks in each direction. And then we can have various stops along the way where we can turn to go to, say, a mangrove swamp, or perhaps a desert or jungle, whatever we may need. But to start, we will pull out our ice, and we will just start to place this down. I think we will go a little ways away right here. That way we can build sort of a station or something like that. And of course, these will be placed in an alternating pattern like that, with our redstone placed on top to prevent mob spawns. So right here in the southern direction, we are currently at -60. This will extend all the way to 1,000 on the Z-axis. Now, the other thing that we may consider is maybe just having a single row of ice and having some kind of half-length block up on either side, perhaps glass panes or something like that. We could also put one block to the side and then have one half block over on this side, just to prevent the boat from falling in, because the boat needs more than a block in width. In fact, I have it with us right now. If we were to place that down right here, let's go ahead and remove that redstone. If we put that boat right there, and we had full blocks right there and there, we would not be able to get the boat through those full blocks. It just gets stuck. However, if we had full blocks on one side, and then on the other side, we have some iron bars or something like that, where it only goes to half of the length of the block, then we could take our boat right there, and we can get through, if I can angle that correctly. There we go. We can get through in between that. I think we will go with iron bars. I've already gone ahead and crafted a bunch of those. Plus, we have a very large iron surplus right now, so that isn't really an issue for us. So we are going to extend this out. Again, that way we will save on our blue ice. It will get us twice as far. So we could even go to 2,000 blocks or maybe 1,500 before we need to go in the other 3 directions. So I'm going to get to work on that, and I will report back once we have this direction finished, again, south, and we should be able to just ride our boat all the way back once it is done. I will see all of you very shortly. And there we have it. Our first branch is fully complete. It does extend all the way out to 1,000 on the Z-axis, and we are gonna give this a try. Also, I decided to do iron bars on both sides, that way we don't have to spawn proof another block that runs along this side. So I think it is honestly a little bit easier. Also, I have put these 2 iron bars here, this one to prevent mob spawns on this block, that way we can place the boat, and this one to stop the boat when we come in for our landing, I suppose, our docking. I don't know what we call it when we are a boat on an ice highway. Maybe parking, I suppose. But let's go ahead and start a timer, and we are just going to see how long it takes us to travel 1,000 blocks. Now, I know, or at least I'm pretty sure, we could do this a little bit faster with Elytra, but we would have to be boosting ourselves the entire time. This is a little bit more convenient, and there we go, about 20 seconds to travel 1,000 blocks or 8,000 blocks in the overworld. Not bad. Let's go ahead and set up that same docking mechanism on this side as what we had over on the spawn side, our home side right here. And don't worry, that ghast is underneath the bedrock. I did have a couple of scares with those ghast noises though. But there we have it. 3 more of those and we will have our main highways. Now, I don't really think we need to go beyond 8,000 blocks in the overworld in any given direction. Of course, there are special cases such as the Woodland Mansion and things like that, but I think generally speaking, we are fine to just have that extend as far as it does, and again, we will have those smaller branches. Every time we have a small branch, we will put some iron bars across the front right here, that way we can stop the boat, and if we decide we want to switch at that intersection, we can make that switch. But this is definitely the start of a convenient way to travel around our world, and that is where we are going to end it for today's episode. I will finish up the other 3 branches. They are pretty time consuming, so I have to find time to do that, but once we get those finished up, we can start working on the smaller branches that take us to more specific locations. In the meantime, if you enjoyed today's episode, definitely hit that thumbs up button and make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on daily content as soon as I publish it. Check the description for some more important information, links, how to contact me, all of that good stuff. And with all of that being said, comment, like, subscribe, remember to stay optimistic, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye!